I was stuck. The tires spun helplessly in the mud, splattering dirty water everywhere. The river nearby had already begun to swell from the sudden rains. The land, my family's old forgotten plot, was quickly turning into a swamp. Of course it was. No one wanted this cursed place, not even for free. Still, something had pulled me here today. A feeling, a whisper, call of the wild, maybe a mistake. Now here I was, stranded. I trudged toward the only structure in sight, a collapsing old cabin leaning like a drunk against the trees. I noticed the ground had many holes in it. Strange. I pushed the door open and froze. Someone was already inside. A man, filthy and disheveled, sat on the floor eating canned beans with a Swiss Army knife. His leg was crudely bandaged and he looked like he hadn't slept in days. "What are you doing, trespassing my land?" I demanded, reaching for the nearest blunt object, a broken broomstick. He startled but didn't move. "I'm Ash," he said weakly. "Sorry, didn't mean to trespass. I'm kinda, stuck." Suspicious, I squinted at him. Ash explained between mouthfuls. He had heard a legend from his grandfather about a hidden treasure, buried somewhere on this land during the war. He came looking for it, dug a bunch of holes, got charged by a wild boar, lost his backpack, injured his leg. And in the final twist of fate, when he stumbled back to the road, his car was gone. Honestly, it sounded too ridiculous to be a lie. I sighed and tossed him some clean bandages from my car kit. "Patch yourself up, then leave." He smirked as he wrapped his leg. "What about you? Here for the treasure too?" I rolled my eyes. "I'm here because this dump belongs to my family. You're lucky I'm not calling the cops." Despite my warning, Ash hobbled back outside to dig, stubborn as a mule. Furious, I grabbed a shovel too and started digging somewhere else. If he found treasure on my land, I was not letting him take it. Ash shouted, "Hey, know this. This might be your land, but finders keepers, okay?" The nerves on this trespasser. Rain pounded harder. The river broke its banks, water crawling hungrily across the fields. He dug faster. So did I. Then, thunk. The sound rang sharp and solid beneath Ash's shovel. He froze. "The treasure!" he shouted. Ash clawed at the dirt like a man possessed, ignoring the rain, the pain in his leg, the rising water around him. It was a big and heavy chest. He tried his best to lift it, but his injured leg caused him to fall down a few times, and the water was rushing down. He shamelessly stared at me. "I want half of whatever is inside that," I shouted with a cheeky smile. Together, we heaved the heavy chest out of the sinking mud. We hauled it back to the cabin as floodwaters licked at our heels. Heart pounding, we pried it open. "Remember, I found it first, okay? I get first dibs," he reminded me. Inside, rusted farming tools, bottles of ancient seeds. "That's all?" Ash blinked. I controlled my laugh. "So this was the treasure?" Ash said between gasps. "Old seeds and farming equipments? Oh, well, it could be worse, like a cursed golden statue or dead bodies." I giggled. "No, there has to be something more," Ash snapped as he rummaged the chest. Tucked at the bottom of the chest, wrapped in brittle oilcloth, was an old letter. Ash unfolded it carefully. The ink had faded, but the message pulsed with eerie clarity. This land once breathed with abundance, golden fields, full rivers, singing winds. But then the sky turned still. The rains forgot us. The earth dried in grief. I bury these gifts not for riches, but for rebirth. One day, when the land calls, the rightful ones will feel it. And they will come. And the land will bloom again. We stared at each other. "The land called you too, didn't it?" he asked. I nodded, eyes wide. And then we burst out laughing. Wild, exhausted, relieved laughter that echoed across the drowned fields. The next morning, the world looked different. The old land, now soaked and rich with silt, glistened under the sun. Ash nudged me. "You know, this could actually work for farming." I laughed, but the idea took root, just like the seeds. As we worked the land, we were surprised by how good the soil had become. Like the flood had washed away the curse. The crops came in slowly at first, then stronger, healthier. The fields turned green, the barn filled up, and we started to believe. After a year, the land was giving back, enough to live, enough to plan. It gave us something to build, and someone to build it with.